we're with Ellen, okay? She's a bit of a big deal. We'll cue the clip right now.
Parts of this bill are similar to the executive orders that have already been put in place in New Hampshire. New Hampshire.
Recognize her voice? Yeah, you do. Channel 22 News. Hello.
Hello.
Ellen, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have a, we'll talk about your ridiculously viral moment, but in the world of news, do you have like a, like a news voice that you go into?
I do. I try to, at least.
Let's go.
Yeah, without accent, a little bit lower.
Yep.
Yeah, trying to get into it.
Do they train you for that? Is there like a school of?
It's kind of like the thought is like you're trying to get your information across as clearly as possible.
Yeah.
That like you can't have an accent.
Right.
Like you got to go a little bit, vocal fry.
Yeah.
You're a woman.
Yep.
Things like that. Yeah.
Yep. That is insane. If you haven't seen the clip, you're about to see it 1,000 times throughout this episode. All right, so prepare to bedazzle. It's an accent you probably recognize a little bit with this one. Okay.
Hello.
So.
But I can't do the reporter voice after that. Like, I can't,
See,
I can't.
You two
turn that
together
off.
would be like a power news couple,
Yes.
Imagine.
Like you could do like almost like the Key and Peele where it's like what the reporter's trying to say and then it's like what they actually mean. You're
Right.
like, yeah,
Yes.
what's up, bitch? Like,
I do remember I was talking to someone not too long ago, wicked nice person. They didn't mean any like hate by it at all. But I was talking to her about how when I grew up, I really wanted to be like Rory Gilmore from Gilmore Girls. And like I wanted to be like a journalist and I didn't want to be like a reporter, but like you have to go to like events like that and stuff. And she was like, yeah, but you can't because of your accent. And I was like, excuse me, but I guess actually I couldn't. Like you would have to turn that off.
You
so.
do have to turn it off. It's terrible because it's like if you're local, you should be able to talk local.
authentic to
I was
yeah.
gonna say, like, I think I would really appreciate sitting at. I guess like Boston's a little different now. There's a lot of people moving in from like all over the country, but the world. Obviously, it's an amazing place to be. But like, I'd love to sit at home and like listen to someone with a Boston accent tell me about the weather, like anything. Like I don't know.
Do they say that? They're literally like, hey, no. Like,
No accent.
You have to pronounce your R's. Like
yes.
no playing around
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of just like how it is in the industry.
Yeah.
What if you have like a English accent?
See, I don't know because I feel like Southerners also like kind of keep their accent.
Right.
So
You should take this up with somebody.
I know.
Here's the
I
weather,
know.
y'all. Yeah, I can see that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Trying to get English. Yeah, you're right. Huh. Well,
Rude.
something we might, might have to
Have to
riot
find out.
about this. Yeah. How'd you get into broadcasting?
So I started working as a legislative aide with a state senator, and I was working a lot with press in that position, doing his communications and stuff like that. And I was like, wait, I want to be on the other side of this. Like, I don't want to be sending out the press releases. I want to be like the ones getting them. So then I got a job at WCVB at Chronicle, and I was producing there and doing like just like behind the scenes stuff there. And while I was there, I was like hooking up with reporters to like get my reel together and then get on air that way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And did you know, like growing up when you were like a little girl, did you always find, like, were you glued to the news at like a young age?
I was glued to the news.
Yeah.
I would wake up in middle school. I would wake up every day an hour early to straighten my hair and watch the news in the morning.
Oh my
With
God.
like a black cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Wow.
a cigarette.
Exactly. That's so funny. I'm happy we all had the same picture in our head. That's so awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But I also was like super shy as a kid, so it's kind of weird that I'm doing this now in front of the camera. Yeah.
Is it still like when you're in front of the camera now? Is it still a little nerve wracking?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No.
Really?
I mean, if I'm filming myself for like a recorded package, it's not nerve wracking because I can do it as many times as I want. But if I'm live, it's like I'm very nervous.
Yeah. Live's got to be tough. That's got to
I could
be.
not do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, what's going to come out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Well,
know.
we know.
Yeah.
I mean, we've learned.
Yeah. Walk us through like that for you must have just been a regular day in the office, quote unquote. You're in the field reporting, and then I assume they count you down from 3. And did you have like a script plan, or like how did that moment happen?
So I do it all. I'm the cameraman. I'm the editor. I'm the producer. I do it all. I carry the camera around. I like set up my own shots.
Whoa.
I actually think I might like that more, especially for like a shy girl, because I'm very shy. Like when we're filming content and he wants to like be the camera holder for me, like no, like I like clam up.
Yeah.
So like actually that might be like
It's kind of nice to have control over the situation.
Right. Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, so I set it all up, and then I usually put my phone on top of the camera to read the script that I have.
Oh, wow.
And that day, words just weren't coming out. I had a day today where words just weren't coming out,
Yep.
and that was one of those days. So I just couldn't say New Hampshire.
That was,
yeah,
that was, I saw that clip, and I think you were saying this off air, but the two of us probably got tagged in that over 200 times.
Yeah.
Easily.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Especially right when it hit the internet, because that took off, maybe...
months ago, wasn't it?
No, I think it was
Oh my
close to that.
God.
Wasn't it
It was
maybe a month ago?
It may be a month ago. Yeah.
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 Well, I've just been tagged in it so much. It feels like it's been years, actually.
It's just now, we're just now waking up in the morning with less tags. in it.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
still
Yeah.
to the point where I was like, okay, we have to stitch this thing
Right.
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
getting out of hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I actually never saw, I don't know if anyone actually saw after that. Did you continue talking? It's all, you know
So
what I mean?
I wasn't live when it happened.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. So I redid it. But yeah,
Okay.
no one asked me what the story was about. They were just let's keep talking about this. You can't talk.
why I love
you
the
can't
internet.
speak.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who cares about the story? That accent's bitching. That is incredible.
It's actually a wicked important story
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
New Hampshire's no longer a state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Pluto. You're done. What?
So have you gotten what's the craziest comment you've gotten from that? Or is a lot of it just laughs?
I mean, there's a lot of creepy guys on the internet.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so
I
that.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's probably the main thing. But a lot of
Yeah.
supportive people being you should keep your accent. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't change
Yeah.
for anyone. And I'm that's nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell my boss that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What did the network think about it? Were they seeing the views roll in online and was oh shit, we might have to, this could be something we could run with here?
So they didn't post anything until a few days later. I think they were waiting to see what happened. And then my GM emailed me and was who knew you had a Boston accent? I never knew. Great job hiding it on air.
Yeah.
So that was they didn't really do too much at my news station,
Yeah.
which I was surprised by.
That's shocking.
Right.
I guess that
Right.
makes sense though. There's probably so much red tape.
Right. And they're serious news.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
You were saying the accent comes because your parents are from Dorchester.
Yes,
That's where the
yes.
accent comes out.
Because I don't want someone from Southie to be she's not from Boston or,
No,
or
no.
you.
We get it. She gets it all. It's to kind of my own fault because I always put a magnifying glass on her accent
Yeah.
online. I'm always and you get a shit ton of comments that are from people that are 30,000 foot view. Oh, boo, fake, overdone,
I get a
exaggerated.
lot she's probably from Chelmsford, and I'm from Eastie.
Yeah.
If you would like to see my birth certificate,
Right.
my pictures of me in a diaper outside
Yeah.
my house, I don't know what you want. Look up my high schools.
Right.
I am from Eastie. My mom's from Eastie.
Born and bred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom hasn't left the house we live in to this day.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, and I don't think she ever will. Poor thing. So I'm Mom, adventure, oh, come on. But me, my mom, we sound identical. My aunt sounds identical. My sister has a Boston accent. It's just not as strong. And people are always oh, well, yours is fake because your sister doesn't have one as
Yeah.
strong. But also, my sister went to, I think, honestly, part of me was, so I went to school in New Hampshire. And everyone was,
I recognize
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That is.
and everyone was freaking, obviously in Boston no one ever commented on my accent
Right.
because we all sound like that, obviously a little different, but it wasn't abnormal. And then I went to school and from day one everyone was freaking out because
Right.
also people were traveling from not just New Hampshire and Mass, there were people from New York, San Francisco, Jersey, so a lot of people were commenting on my accent. So I honestly think my accent got stronger, I don't know.
You double down.
Well, because then people kept asking me, say pack the car.
Yeah.
And I think, constantly, I was being told to say things with the Boston accent. So I think I just, I don't even think it got stronger or anything. I think I just, never had to hide it.
Yeah.
Whereas my sister went to a school where everyone was from Mass. So I think, no one was commenting on the way she spoke. I don't know. I think, and even now, then, half the content's about my accent. We go out and people say paca.
Yeah.
And I'm
And you're no.
get a glass of wine,
That's-
please.
yeah.
Excuse me. No, I love it, obviously, but I just think that I'm, I almost have shown my accent more than some other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get told constantly that it's fake.
That's ridiculous.
I'm like, oh, sorry.
Right. What are you going to do?
My baby.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the moment that will push you into the land of content? Like, do you see yourself now jumping on the kind of content train?
I hope so. I feel like content is, the thing is I make content every day for my job.
Right.
So it's obviously different content.
Right.
But like, that's the next, I shouldn't even say next, that is like the newest form of jobs, of entertainment.
Totally.
I like scroll TikTok and I'm like, these are comedians. Like we are at a comedy show every night in my bed scrolling TikTok.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's definitely something I want to get much more into.
Yeah. Even from like this always blows my parents like faces off. Even like when major news happens, like say the war in Ukraine, being on TikTok, you'll have so much first person reporting.
Yes.
That's so much faster than waiting for like the 6 o'clock evening news to pop on. It's like you've already seen all the clips they're about to play, and even some, unfortunately, the more raw,
like more uncensored too. So you actually,
and you're getting like true POV first person living it.
Right.
The news is so fast on our phones. It's almost like, I'd be so curious to see like the long term next 5-10 years of like cable news,
right?
Compared to
because there's definitely less people watching it, and like I don't think people our age watch it, really ever.
We don't even have cable.
Yeah, see?
We have YouTube TV.
Yeah,
shout out YouTube TV, great platform. It's great.
they're not getting cable news. They're local anchors, things like that.
Right. Yeah. You could even. Is there? I know you talked about the mom with her kids who does the funny skits in her news voice. Is there a news anchor? Like, I'm wondering, you could be like one of the first TikToker like news reporters,
news anchors.
Like, I don't think I've seen it. It's probably out. I'm sure there's the niche out there. Have you seen that?
I mean, that's the only person I know. I'm sure there are other people. Or there's like trends. Like I know there was like a trend to try to read a teleprompter quick, and like people like couldn't do it.
Yes.
But I don't know. I feel like there's so many different ways you can go with this. Or even like there's a person yesterday, I actually sent it to him. And like there's something about like you're saying, like the way you were taught to speak was very like clear and concise and people understand it. And like you don't have to like question what they're saying. And like I can't speak for the life of me. I repeat myself 10 times and people are like, right, you said that. Like please move on. But I like get nervous. But there was a person I sent yesterday who they were basically just going over, have you heard that Tyga and Avril are dating now? Mm-hmm. So she went through like how it's connected. But she spoke so clear and concise that like I could tell you everyone.
Right.
But like someone else, like if I were to talk about that, like people wouldn't retain it. They're like, you're a jumbled mess.
Yes.
And I feel like you could even get, well, it's true, I am. But I feel like you could get on there. It wouldn't even have to be news, or it could be news, but like just like almost like dumbing it down for like our generation.
Yeah.
Speaking clear and concise, slow in your accent, and like great. Like I learned more today than I have.
Right.
Whatever. So that could be like really cool.
Did you have like major networks like the Barstools of the world or like BuzzFeed or agencies, shout out Delsetto, that like reached out to you to...
No, just Delsetto.
Really?
Yeah.
They're on the ball.
BuzzFeed should have.
I know. I would have thought Barstool in a heartbeat. What once was a Boston-based company.
Right.
That's stunning. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And when you met with, shout out Ben, friend of the show, he's gonna love this. This is 2 weeks in a row we've now mentioned Ben's name.
Okay, perfect.
Did he, when he contacted you, was he like, hey, I saw the video, like I can see something here? Like,
well,
what did
like
that?
at first I was like, this is a sketchy email.
Yeah. Ben, you rascal.
Like, how is this person real? I don't know. It just seemed like it could be a fake email, whatever. So after I realized it wasn't, and he sent like the other information to like prove that he wasn't. He was just saying that like he sees something there that if I kept growing, if I kept posting videos, trying to get my follower count up, like that's the way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you would crush. You would crush. Now there is the internet. There's pros and cons, as you've clearly seen first person. You've seen it. You get some creeps out there.
You get some big creeps.
How are you combating? Is this like the first? Have you had a viral moment before?
I actually have gone viral before.
Here we go.
About I want to say like 4 years ago. TD Bank, no, maybe Fidelity, a big bank.
Yeah.
deposited $1 million into my bank account.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not really.
U.S. currency.
I don't have to give
US
it back.
currency.
You
But
told no one.
So they called and they were like, the deposit went through. And that doesn't happen to poor people. So I was like, okay.
The bank called you?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And so I just said, okay. I was like, okay, we're going to see what this is. I go into this account. I literally had $50 in it. I didn't use it. Went into the account, had over $1 million in it.
Oh.
And I
I
was
don't
like,
even know how many zeros go after a million.
there was like more commas than I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Yeah. Yeah.
I will never have that in there.
Yes.
That makes me giddy.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So I tweeted that out and that went viral. That
The
went like
screenshot
everywhere.
of your bank account?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yeah.
So what happened? They mistakenly deposited $1 million in
So
your
I
account.
called them and I was like, hey, got the money. Thanks.
Bestie. You guys.
Yeah, like, got it. Thank you. Just curious, like, who deposited that amount?
Right.
I'm hoping, like, someone died that I don't know.
Right.
That,
Right.
like, gave
You're
me $1
praying
million.
you're
Yes,
So
I'm
the-
praying.
The tooth fairy's
Yes.
real,
And
and
they're-
they caught up.
Exactly. So then I was like, who, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, they were like, don't touch the money. It's not yours. We need to figure out what happened.
Like, no,
And
it
I
is
was
mine.
like-
I'm a princess.
Yes, I'm like, I'm a millionaire
Well, that's
now.
weird because I just bought a catamaran
Yeah.
in the Bahamas, so and
Yes.
3 timeshares. So
Exactly.
money's gone, actually.
Yeah. So then I tweeted that and that went viral and everyone was like, you're a saint. You gave the money back.
You'd
I
be
was
in
like,
jail.
yes.
SWAT is at your house.
Yes. So apparently there's an Ellen Fleming in Florida and she was expecting that money.
Oh
And they
my
just-
God.
That's what I want to know.
I need to become friends with her.
I know. Is an Ellen Fleming living an alternate lifestyle, just
Right.
getting deposits of $1 million? Yeah.
Did you ever get her story? Like, what does she do? Is she
No. I wanted her to like reach out to me and be
Right.
like,
Thank
hey,
you.
hey, babe.
hey,
Look
this
at
is
us.
yeah, this is weird.
2 same names.
Here's $1 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how being that Ellen though, and being like, "Hi, where's my million?"
Yes.
Like now, like I had a
Some poor intern is like, I deposited that money into your account, Miss Fleming. What do you mean? What seems to be the problem?
Yeah.
I had like what $57 ones that I was depositing into my account.
Yeah.
Like the ATM machine shut off. And I was calling the bank frantic. I was like, I have bills to pay. They're like, you need to
Yes.
calm down. So now imagine like $1 million.
$1 million just go
if you
missing.
find it, let me
Yeah.
know.
Was it so you are now back and forth with a bank and they, I assume, can they just reach back into your account and pull it? Or did
So
you have
it
to
was
sign over
there.
that money?
I didn't have to sign away anything, but it was there for a good few days. Wow. Yeah. And I was just itching.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have been hitting every ATM. I would have been grabbing.
Yes.
Imagine just pictures of you with shades on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And living the life out in like Mexico somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I should have done.
Oh my God. Went out with a bang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you have to send us that screenshot
Yes,
of $1
I'll
million
have
in the
to.
account.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask, like, is that the crazy? Like, what's the crazy thing that's come from your newest viral moment? I have to assume the million is like
The
one of
million
craziest.
was probably the craziest,
Yeah.
but the craziest from this viral moment, I think just like people following me and like gaining a connection
Yes.
with these people and like
Yeah.
not becoming friends. You're not becoming friends with these people, but
Right.
like you become like, oh, that's like my person. We talk all the time on Instagram. That's my person on Twitter. Like,
You know what
I
I've
think
noticed on social? Like, the more raw your content is, the more they find you a real friend.
yeah,
And when they come to your page, it's like coming home.
yeah,
So your content to them becomes like a warm hug, and they're coming back for that like hit of dopamine to
Yeah.
get that.
That's also
That
why
hug,
I feel
you
like
know?
your accent could be so beneficial for like the news and stuff. Like people just feel way more connected to that, and
yeah,
you know. But I do
Yeah.
understand though why like to get rid of accents. I do,
yeah.
Yeah.
but
We might have to, speaking of accents, we might have to bring out both your accents.
Oh, boy.
Right now, you know? Maybe a little, maybe channel in your inner mom and dad. Are
my
mom and
inner-
dad hyped about this moment, by the way?
They're hyped.
Are they through
They're
the
like,
moon?
they're the kind of parents who are like, no, you're from Dorchester. You're not from Braintree.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
paper.
with the cigarette, and
Yeah.
he makes fun of
Yeah.
me. Or like my mother mainly. He'll always talk about she's swirling a dunce
Immediately.
and has a cigarette.
Yeah,
I'm like,
scratching lottos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was actually I forget what we were talking about recently, but it was about gambling, and I'm like, yeah, I grew up scratching tickets. What are you talking
Right.
about?
Yeah.
He's like, no, that he still hasn't like scratched a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
You never scratched a lottery
I
ticket?
believe I have touched them for sure. I don't. I come from an Irish family where it's
Same.
like every working dollar is like now put to work again.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
Different
it's like.
Irish family.
I often play the lottery.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
See, I gotta get hip to this.
That's why she has $1 million in the bank account.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, my phalanges are itching to scratch
Yeah.
here. Those
we go
cards.
buy one
Yeah.
today after this.
Yeah, we
Right.
might. I honestly don't even know what I like. What do you walk in and you're like, I'll take a.
There's numbers on
of
it.
those?
Yeah,
so
like
you can,
number 5. And
Yeah.
My palms are
And the
sweaty even
prices
thinking
will be
about it.
there.
Yeah.
Or if you just know the names.
It's like buying a pack of like condoms. It sounds a little scary. It sounds a little awkward. I'll take a. You just run out of there.
You've never done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on the pill. We're fine. We're having fun.
Let's go get scratch tickets
I
after
need to
this.
say that just for the clip. That
Right,
was like
yeah, of
solely
course, yeah.
my thought process. All right, we might as well. We have to go around the horn and
Okay.
really channel in Dorchester mom and dad. You just obviously do your thing. Okay.
Just speak.
We'll play a little repeat after me. I'll say a word. I'll volley it to you. You say it in your finest accent, and then it'll volley right to you. You say it as well. We'll go kind of around the horn.
All right.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Rapid fire, gang. We'll start off easy. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Okay. Bumper.
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 Muffler.
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 Carter.
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 Dorchester.
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 Piper.
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 TD Garden.
The Garden.
Yeah, garden.
Parker.
I should have said Dot.
Parker.
Parker.
Okay. That is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Do your
That
parents ever
is-
call it Dot?
They always call it Dot.
Yeah, Dot.
They're dot rats
Oh.
through and through.
Oh, yeah. Were they
What's-
Savin Hill? Oh. What were you going to say? Were you going to say, what's Dot?
What's Dot?
Oh no.
I'm getting the look from Peter like, ooh, that is not good. That's how New Hampshire my house
Dot is
is.
Dorchester. So like how East Boston is easty, Southy is Southy.
Oh, I thought we were
I can't
talking
even say
about
South. I say
the Dot, like the highway sanding team that gets out there and they have like, when the storm comes, isn't it like the DOT?
Oh, Department of
There it is.
Transportation.
I was like, did someone not pay a toll in here? Is that what we're talking about?
You're so Boston educated.
Yeah.
The Dot. Dorchester.
Yeah. So like
Dot.
Dot rats, yeah. So were they like Savin Hill or were they
Lower Mills and
Okay.
then like St. Margaret's, like by JFK area. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
The Dot.
Just Dot.
Fascinating. What do you call people from the Dot? Dotties?
Dot rats.
Dot rats.
Dot rats. Oh my
Classy,
God. I thought
obviously.
there'd be something like, I thought there'd be some pun on like,
Dotties is nice.
Dotties
I
is
do
nice.
like Dotties,
cute.
honestly.
you know,
yeah.
ladies would be called polka dotties. I don't know. You know, we're dotting our I's,
Right, right,
crossing our
right.
T's. Is that
You
Charlestown?
have to make it intimidating so people, you know, like townies. If you call them
Right.
like Challies, you'd
That's-
be like, oh, we're not scared of them. So
Yeah.
you have to have something a little
What are people
intimidating.
from Eastie called? Just like,
Princesses? I don't know. Royalty.
wow, interesting.
No, I don't think we have. I don't know. We have a few gangs over there, so I think we just try to avoid that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Jeez.
How long have you been in Boston?
Almost 4 years now?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's gonna.
You don't
he-
make your way around Dorchester often,
I
do you?
do not. I've delivered
Yeah.
a couple couches there, I will say.
Okay.
So during daylight hours, of course, you know. I've been to Eli Road, if that means anything
Okay.
to the people of Dorchester.
You've been to. You dropped me off at Target once.
Yep.
Okay.
Target Dorchester.
Okay.
What's that building with the big lock on it on the highway?
Yes.
Seen that from the highway. On my way to Quincy to go play
regular.
golf.
Oh boy.
Yeah, maybe after this we take a drive. You
Yeah,
know?
I gotta
We're
go to
just-
Dorchester. They have great bars.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
I would actually, whatever that center of, you get off the highway, you kind of loop around, and there's like seems like a really cool bar. There's like a Verizon store, McDonald's, like right in this little.
Oh,
It seems like a lot going on there.
like
it seems
Lucy.
like.
There's Lucy's.
Yes.
Yes, there's
I've been to
Lucy's and McDonald, then like the Airy Pub.
Is that? Would you call that the downtown of Dorchester?
No.
There's not.
Would
like
you call that the
Johnson.
period of the Dot community? Like that would be the.
There's no. Honestly, Dorchester's huge. There's so many different like downtown.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of different neighborhoods like
Yeah.
in Dorchester.
Oh, okay. When you said neighborhoods,
Ooh,
I heard
neighborhoods
it there.
comes out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Now, mom and dad are at home listening to this, like,
Like
oh
crying.
yes.
Yeah.
You're crying tears of happiness. Yep.
That's amazing. Wow. So what's on the reporting side? You do all your own journalism.
Yeah.
you're kind of a one-man team.
One-man band.
One woman show. What's any like what was trending for a while? I think it was when we were in college. Remember the trend where reporters would be reporting and then someone would come, grab the mic, and they'd say something absolutely outlandish?
Yes.
Anything like that happen to you? Any of those
So luckily, no. I don't know what I would do. I would just
Yeah,
give them
what-
the mic, I think, and be like,
Especially since you're by yourself. It's
yeah,
like,
I don't get paid enough for this.
Right?
Yes. I'm always afraid that's going to happen, though, if I'm covering like a rally.
Right.
Or like, especially if it's like kids or high school kids or something. But no, luckily that's never happened to me.
Oh, okay,
Again,
good.
would probably just give them the mic.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
huge.
try to go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys show up.
What's your schedule look like this week? Where are you recording at? That would be.
It must be really hard because you deal with a lot of like the political side, don't you? So like that must have been hard to learn like just terminology, honestly, and like keeping up with everything that's going on.
It's super difficult to like understand. We don't learn about government like in school. We learn
Right.
like very basic things, but like the actual workings of government and like how government just like funds itself, how they pass bills, stuff like that. We don't learn that. So
Right.
it's kind of just been like my job before working for a state senator and also now just like learning on the go and trying to figure it out.
I think the only thing I know about that is what was the thing they play in school, like Veggie Tales, where it's like, I am a Bill.
No,
and he's
it's
like marching down the
and
stairs
I'm
or whatever.
sitting here on
Yes.
Capitol Hill.
Yes.
But what is that?
I know.
It wasn't
that,
Veggie
guys.
Tales. It was. There it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's all I know
School of
about
Rock.
a Bill. You never saw that?
We
you never saw
didn't
that
have a
in
lot
Eastie?
of funding in Eastie, so we know.
You guys were smoking in class.
Yeah, literally.
East Boston High. You never
Jeez.
saw that?
I
We're
mean,
gonna have to YouTube that when we get
Yeah,
home.
maybe.
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
It's
one.
a banger hit.
Yeah, that'll teach you something.
Yeah.
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 that's also the difference with like Eastie and the New Hampshire. Like he was like, "Oh, what instrument did you play in elementary school?" And I'm like, "Bro, they didn't give us instruments in Eastie."
My New Hampshire said, I started at the woodwinds and then worked my way to percussion. Yeah, wait, you didn't have music class or anything? No. Wow.
Is that
I
what you
had
learned,
music
Veggie
class.
Tales?
Yeah, that's,
I did have a music class.
I don't even know what class was Veggie Tales. It was probably how we started, kicked off the day with a good song. You know, we'd all hold hands and sing, you know? Then it was off to the flute section.
No, but
you
I
know?
mean, like, so going back to like the government side, I just had grand jury, so I was in it for 4
Oh, no
months.
way.
So
really?
fun. Yeah, I loved it, honestly. I also hated my job at the time, so it was perfect.
Yes.
But I like barely knew that I did, but like I barely knew the difference between like guilty and not guilty.
Yeah.
So people
That's a
like,
little scary. That's a tough
I mean,
one to
I
fuck
did,
up.
but I'm just saying, like,
like,
you don't learn any of the stuff like you're saying, and then they put like you in a job, or like, I mean, jury duty is kind of like a job too, and they're like, all right,
Wait, that's pretty serious that you were a part of a grand jury.
so excited.
That's
It was really cool.
like you're deciding someone's fate.
Oh yeah.
guillotine. Chop their head off.
I was like, I didn't like his name. Guilty. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was really cool because where I was, like, we're dealing with, like, murders and, like, intense cases. So they had, like, psychiatrists for us. And me being, like,
wow.
the psychopath that I am. I'm like, I love this. There's a murder on the loose.
Yeah.
She'd come home, like, not sleep. And I was like, is everything okay? Should we be nervous? she, like, can't speak on it either. I'm like,
Right.
this is...
Yeah, we had some big cases. But
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, but I'm like, I don't know any of this. Like, school does not teach
No,
you
it doesn't
this.
teach you. No, it
So,
doesn't.
Do
sorry
you
for
go
those
down
people.
to the courthouse here in Seaport at all for
Luckily,
stories?
no, I don't.
Because there was,
Yes.
I was so excited. I was like, so I was leaving the gym and it's right across the street from that court.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there this morning and it's like a swarm of people outside there with their
Yes.
cameras ready. And I was
Yeah.
like, what's happening?
I
What's
wonder
the...
what's happening there.
There was no joke. There was probably 4 or 5 news trucks. And then each crew probably had 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Their cameras ready. The reporters have their mics.
Yeah.
They're behind the cameras. I was like, oh, I gotta look this up.
It's always
I gotta
exciting when you see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, what's happening?
Yeah, I know they had the probably a month, maybe 2 months ago. They finally had the Harvard scandal stuff where the parents like paid to get their kids in,
Yes.
and they were leaving the courtroom and stuff. But I don't know what this one was. This was
Yeah, I
I was
know.
like, oof. You can go to those, right?
Yeah.
You can sit in on
Yeah,
those.
you can sit in on those.
We should do
Yeah.
that.
I know.
Maybe that's Big Night's next venture. We get mic'd up. We go to we're outside like tailgating.
They're
We're
like, you cannot be in here right now. We're like, guilty.
I always thought it would be so fun to get like a team of guys and girls together and tailgate a courtroom. Like you're outside grilling.
You always thought this.
Oh, face painting. You're like, defense.
His
Imagine-
mind works in mysterious ways.
Imagine that you're sitting there and then like you look in the back pew and there's like a guy in like a Vikings helmet with like half
Body
his pace.
paint.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Big
they'd let
defense.
you in.
We're all like, defense.
It's like actually a wicked serious case, and you're like,
I think it'd be
awkward.
fun.
That's an SNL skit.
I think,
Yeah.
right. That's been, no joke, that bit has been sitting in my brain since college.
and now you're giving it to the world.
I think now, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Everyone signs up.
we could probably get some people there. Yeah. How'd you go? You're grilling?
Have you ever been? Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. Have you ever been in a situation that's? I mean, because, dude, reporters like everything was happening in Kabul, and they're shipping over Americans to like report this.
That I will never understand.
Right?
I will never be a reporter in the war. I will
I don't
never
understand that. There's
Like
like bombs going off, and they're like, "Yeah, I think one just went off."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you safe?" But have you ever been in like? I mean, I'm sure kind of at like the State House. Have you ever been in a situation where like it almost like wasn't kind of safe or like anything?
I mean, not really. I've been in
Riots?
like situations where it's like a lot of cameramen and then like me with my little camera trying to like elbow my way in.
Yeah.
But like, no, never like a dangerous
good.
situation. I would, again, like, I don't
That
get
always
paid enough for
blows my
that.
mind.
Yeah.
That blows my mind that people
They
do
had
that.
reporters interviewing Osama bin Laden one time. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You. I hope you get paid well. Like,
Unbelievable.
I'm just saying, it's really scary sometimes.
It's really scary.
Yeah, that's in the land of 2023. What is with the delay? You know, all right, we're gonna take it to Ellen in the field here, and
And then I'm just smiling.
Thank
I
you,
hear it's
Jessica.
acting.
Yeah.
You guys hear it. I think it's just like, all right, do it for
Is
comedy.
that
5
dramatic
seconds.
effect? Is there a real delay in
There
the?
is a real delay. I don't know why.
That's nuts.
I don't know if
I've always
they like
wondered.
if it's like a purposeful delay, so
Right.
they can like maybe cut you off if they have to. But
Right,
like,
right.
it's always like you're just standing there,
You're like,
and you have the producer in your ear just being like, "Okay, 5 seconds,
oh wow,
2 seconds," and then they're on, and then you're just like, "Okay, what's gonna come out of my mouth?"
wow. I think that'd be my worst fear.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even you counting down there just brought me back to like elementary school, like popcorn
Popcorn.
reading. Yeah.
What's popcorn reading?
Oh
I
man.
never got it, but he.
You are popcorn reading is my biggest fear on earth. You're in a room, probably 25, maybe 30 kids max, elementary school.
Yeah.
You'd be reading like we read like Diary of Anne Frank or like yeah.
That's tough.
We had busy days. It was you wake up, sing, I am a Bill, play the flute, then it's off to read about Anne. Quick recess. We were on a strict schedule. And so popcorn reading is the teacher will just pick on someone to start. And then they at any moment, mid paragraph, top of a first chapter,
No.
they can stop
just say,
and they can
"Kevin."
go popcorn, Kevin, Ellen, Ashley. And you're sitting there with diarrhea the whole time. You're trying to read.
Not a diary.
I
Diarrhea.
thought you said diarrhea.
Oh no,
first.
that's the Diary of Anne Frank we were reading. Internally, we have diarrhea. Yeah, you're sitting there trying to read the next paragraph. So what the problem is, you're never learning about what you're reading because at least
you're
for
just
me,
so scared.
You're so I'm reading the first paragraph, and then like let's say you're reading right now. They're like popcorn, and you're like, here we go. I'm so ready. I have this paragraph figured out. They're like, Ashley. Now she reads the paragraph you just said. So you're on to the next paragraph.
Yeah.
And you're like, in my reading level, I'm like, the duck swam on the lake.
There are no ducks in Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, it was just, that's my worst fear.
Wow.
Some of my sweatiest moments.
I think you're doing okay if that's your worst fear.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the sheltered community of
Yeah.
New Hampshire. Yeah. I can only imagine like your day. We should have done like a day in the life of you as a kid.
We
Traveling to
sometimes like have
Roxbury.
these like conversations, and I'm sure honestly you might have them too. I think just Massachusetts and New Hampshire is so different.
Yeah, my best friend is from New Hampshire, and it's like,
Yes, like what is? Yeah. Well, I remember when I went to school in New Hampshire, and
Like
I
there's a falcon in the air. Everyone get inside. Quick, scurry in, children. We're all like,
I was always confused by mud season. Do you have that?
mud.
our community was fairly flat, but yeah, mud season's real.
Yeah, that was like,
Mostly
it's just like when it like rains a lot and there's mud, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, we have sewers for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what the thing I learned? What's that thing that you guys have to clean out when you go to the bathroom? Not every time, but
The
every few
septic?
years.
You're septic.
Also learned about that.
Yeah, I go what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
That's
we don't
another
have
New
that
Hampshire
here.
thing.
Some
Yeah,
might say
no, we don't.
if that's your shit, you're gonna have to deal with that shit. You know, we can't just
We don't
flush
deal
it
with
to.
that.
You
It goes
guys
to
got
Dan Island.
You guys got Egg Island out
yeah,
there.
we made an island out of it.
Island. Jesus Christ. 4 huge eggs collecting all your poop.
We're looking at like houses now, and like we're going through, you know, like what is like important for me to have, what's important for him to have.
Like good size septic
Right.
must be replaced.
And I'm like, I
6
want
months.
a reading nook in a tub that overlooks the river. And he's like, okay, like a septic tank.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, we're 2 different people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
where we came
Yeah,
from.
That's
two
why it's a
different-
perfect match.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why it
Yeah.
works.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Crazy world out there.
yeah, scary stuff. You know. What's next? What's next for you on the horizon? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping to just like grow my social as much
Mm-hmm.
as I can. I seem to plateau with TikTok, but like
Have you?
Instagram, I feel like Instagram, I'm getting followers like every day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
How active are you on TikTok?
I'm posting like once a week.
Okay. Yeah.
So like not
Yep.
clearly not nearly
What
enough.
in my head is like the Wolf of Wall Street line. I was like, those are rookie numbers. You're gonna have to pump those numbers up. You know.
I need to like what you said, like do more casual ones
Totally.
and not like such pre-planned.
Yeah. It's tough to. I mean, you're in the field of it. Like you're already out there so much.
Mm-hmm.
I was having the same conversation with my older sister, she's had her first son, stay-at-home mom. She's like, she wants to get on social so bad,
Yeah.
but is so nervous to like take the leap.
Yeah.
First year, my advice again on social is just post every day and don't even look at the views. Like put the horse blinders on and just post. Like
That's what I'm always like. If I post on TikTok, like Ben was saying, you got to then post it on Reels.
totally.
And I'm like, but then my friends might see it.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
want them to see it.
You almost have to like you kind of take that leap because it's almost like I look at it as like I'm sure Hurley gets this being like the DJ world, like every rapper or singer or DJ like isn't cool until they blow up.
That is so
and you're
true.
like, oh, so now you rock with it. When like Hurley, for example, we went out last weekend, stayed out way too late, is one of the greatest DJs I've ever been a part. Those
Great hits.
I have a couple like very embarrassing, very drunk selfie videos.
Yes.
I'll cherish those. It's me and Hurley jumping, confetti everywhere.
Oh, that's so fun.
But like there's that stigma of like, you know, for like a rapper's got to make it before
is
they become. And now the
so
hometown
true.
is like, oh, we always knew you could do it.
And you're like, no, we were talking behind your back.
Yeah, and social's the same
Kevin,
thing.
I mean, he started on TikTok when it was like a dance. It had just switched from like the dance app or whatever it was. But it was like COVID had hit. It wasn't, you didn't know that. I think a lot of people are on it now because you can make a career out of it. It's really cool. We kind of got away from like that 9 to 5 from COVID, but he was on it prior to all this like attention.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really know, but I'm sure I thought he was weird on it for sure.
We almost didn't date because of my
Yeah.
TikToks.
No way.
Yeah,
I
there
had
was-
like no following. It was me
But
just
I didn't know what
doing the-
TikTok was.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, I didn't have the app to even scroll. Like, I didn't know what
But
it
when
was.
you found him on TikTok, what
so
happened?
so
Were you like,
he,
oh
it was
no?
Instagram, and he was reposting them like
Yes.
as reels
Yeah.
before reels were a thing. And so I didn't know what TikTok was. So I didn't know about like trends and sounds. And he was dancing to his washing machine, but it wasn't
Banger
actually.
beats, I might say.
It wasn't his actual washing machine. It was like a TikTok sound.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's just weird. And like I'm also someone like I grew up dating people from Boston who were like doing drugs, not dancing
Not
to
dancing.
I have a speeding
Right.
ticket. I have a speeding ticket I haven't taken care of. That
Never scratched a lotto ticket.
right. Like I was like
Yeah. We first met. She's like, I'm kind of into guys that like, you know, have a little bit of a record. Like maybe have been to jail. And I was like, I have some speeding tickets I haven't handled yet. I do. I believe. So
he sent me a
that-
picture of him like in a striped pantsuit. I'm like, oh my god. But like I'm sure like when you were started posting, like there were probably people who like thought he was weird and like things
totally.
like that. And now I mean
My own twin sister, when I was single at the time, she's like, Kevin's gonna be kind of a tough sell because
no.
of his videos, you know. So it doesn't become cool.
Yeah.
You know
right.
what I mean?
It doesn't become cool until it becomes cool.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean my
exactly.
sisters still make fun of me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
whatever.
But it's kind of good. Like you kind of need that.
Oh, it's
Keeps you
fine. Yeah, it
grounded.
keeps you
know?
grounded.
Yeah.
Humble.
You should do it though. You would crush. You would
I hope
crush
so.
social.
I
You
hope
would.
so because it's just this life of working
Yeah.
a job
Yeah.
like this is like it's not for the long
Isn't it
run.
crazy thinking to like our parents?
No.
I'm like, how did they
Like 9 to 5 every day for 40 years at one job.
Suicide.
Yeah.
That was dark, but just.
I couldn't. No, I woke up
way.
3 days this week to go to work. And I'm like, I can't do this any longer. And I work a 2-day work week. I picked up an extra shift.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Wow.
this is intense.
The men and women in World War II, thank you.
No, I know.
For your
But
service.
I'm just saying, like, we
Jesus
have so
Christ.
many, like, possibilities now that you don't have
We have
to
so
be-
many more options
Yeah.
than there
Yeah.
were before. So many more options.
I know where you were going. I just had
You
to,
woke up after me every day. You
Jesus.
can't even say anything.
Listen, we were up late, right? Not doing that. Jesus. We were with Hurley. I'm still recovering from that night out. But all right, closing thoughts. Where can everyone find you? Plug yourself away.
Yes.
Where are you?
You can find me on Ellen Flem
Yep.
on any social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Maybe that's your bit right there. Hi, you're like 3, 2, 1 live. Hi, I'm Ellen Flem. And then boom, it cuts in like whatever your new, like you can make that a soundbite right there.
Look at you.
And that
Like your
would-
brain just works in
It's
like
so weird.
Like if you did a show, I'm picturing like, picture if the roles were reversed, you did a show and Hurley could put this together in 7 seconds.
all right, Hurley.
Hey, this is the Ellen Flem show. And then it goes into your show.
I don't know what. Yeah,
And then you're like, that's right, I'm Ellen Flem. And the whole crowd's like, and then it's boom, onto whatever you're talking about.
You can use that.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to take that.
Yeah,
That is,
yeah.
We'll send you the clip. You take that.
Perfect.
To the bank. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. You are a blast in a glass. One more time for the folks at home. New
Ellen
Hampshire.
Flem. Oh. I'm trying to plug myself still.
Yeah, please plug away. Plug away. Plug away.
No, New Hampshire.
Woo! I like it.
You crushed. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're the
thank you
best.
for having me.